got the recording out at 17th Street Studios, Orange County, a really, really well-known, super legendary studio. We were extremely humbled and honored to go out there, but we decided to re-record a few of the old ones, and that was one of the ones that we went and did, and it sounds kick fucking ass. I cannot wait for it to hear the new version of State of Mind. It is it's that was another one of those songs that it's strange how, like, I guess some songwriters do things differently. Some have it like an idea and then they go off that idea. Some people are very like pointed with stuff. I feel like we just like to let it all hang out. So, sometimes it just comes to us. That was one of those songs where we were just jamming, and the climate of the world just kind of is always weighing on everyone. So, that was one of those kind of, I feel, general. Has like a message of like a really broad message, just like, this is all such a confusing place we live in, and the state of mind that we carry, shapes our reality.
Right.
So I'm really excited to hear that new version. I think you guys are gonna like it.
Man, I mean, I think music has always been that language that crosses everybody's boundaries, and even if you don't understand the words, you can still like enjoy the melody or the beat, or if you read it on subtitles on YouTube or something like that, it's always something that people are like, oh, all right, yeah, I'm not used to that stuff.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's not bad. I like that, and the chill message throughout all the music is so kind of inclusive, not exclusive. And you don't have to come and be a pothead. You don't have to think all the ways. It's just come enjoy the music and the people around. And that's what I like the most out of all these concerts.
That part, brother. Hell yeah. That's exactly it, man.
I mean, it's so funny because I've taken that DNA test stuff, and I'm basically everything almost, except for Native, Asian, and like, some specific ones, but I'm such a mix. And then when I found out all this stuff, I was like, wow, man, it doesn't even matter, bro. Like, you could be whatever color, you can be whatever pronoun you want. You could be non-stoner, just chill. Come chill, listen to music.
Exactly, man. It's a universal language.
So I find myself watching this video a lot, marijuano. And for Spanish-speaking people, they're like, okay, yeah. But for non-Spanish speaking, what does that song mean?
What's funny is that's another one, just like State of Mind, that we decided to redo, and that one sounds really kick-ass too. The new version of Marijuano is going to slap. I'm excited for everyone to hear that. But that song, so Marijuano, I wrote that song because growing up, me and Chris, we had these two friends. They were these twins that we grew up with, and their mom was from, oh man, not Mexico, but more Central America. I forget where. Hilarious lady though. But at the time when I was in high school, I had long hair. I was a stoner kid playing guitar all the time, and so their parents would always be like, "Oh, Myles, that marijuano, he's gonna come over. Is that who you're inviting over, the marijuano?" So every time I come over, she would call me the marijuano, and I just thought that was hilarious, and everyone started calling me that. So it was just, whenever we first started the band, we were jamming one day, and we were talking about that, and I was like, dude, we need to write a song called Marijuano for all the marijuanos out there. And like you said, when we're here, of course, everyone's like, oh yeah. So when we go play, in places like Colorado or some parts of California, they get the idea, because we do kind of like a Spanglish thing, you know what I'm saying? We like half English, half Spanish type. So they get the idea of it, and it's fun. Like, I feel like everyone loves that song, but it feels like when I play it at home, people love it for exactly for what it is. But people who don't speak Spanish, they love it for like the idea of the song, because they kind of hear half of it and they're like, all right, the song's about. And then the Spanish parts are like, well, you can see them kind of be like, I wonder what that means, but it's dope. And so it's people always ask about that song whenever we play out of state. It's funny. I love that song. That's definitely one of my favorites. That's one of the only songs that we have always played. It was one of our first songs that we ever wrote, and we have never not played that song. Everyone always wants to hear it, so that's been a part of our set for 10 years. People want to hear that
Right.
song, so we tried to pull it a few times, and people were like, "Yeah, what's up with Marijuana? You guys didn't play it." So that's one of my favorite ones for sure.
Hell yeah. Because some of us are old enough to be like, well, I started when I was 14 smoking. And so, yeah, we had to go at nighttime down the creepy alleys just to find some green. And
Yup, as it was trash, return it like you can't dispose.
right. And you're like picking out seeds or stems. And it's
Oh
just
yeah,
like,
dude. Oh, the
I've always felt
swag.
like marijuana was kind of like my state of mind, at least. And then there was a lot of times where I quit smoking pot thinking, yeah, it's making me lazier, it's making me dumber or slower or something like that from the stigma. And then it's like, yeah, but it was keeping me sane.
Dude, you know what? We've had many people, I've had a lot of people smoke too much or this and that. Maybe. I don't know. What is too much for anything? But I feel like for sure it is absolutely 100% a medicine because I've felt the medicinal effects and I've witnessed medicinal effects in others. And no one will ever be able to convince me that it's not medicinal. You can overuse it, I'm sure. Maybe I do. But shit, man, it's never caused me harm. It's never caused anyone I know harm. I don't feel like it's ever hindered me. Some of my favorite memories in my mind I can remember happened right after I smoked a joint. So
Oh,
I tried
man.
to, but it's like it's just something that I always go back to, and feel like it's comes from the earth. It's natural, and we should embrace it.
Which is hilarious, but it's also like badass. But I saw an interview with Mike Tyson and he said, marijuana makes me love myself more. And it's
I've
like,
seen, yeah, bro, and you know what, bro?
yeah, yeah.
Like, right?
Agreed.
Like, who can say it better than that? That's like everything right there.
Right? Like, even with somebody that maybe had, anger management or temper issues or something, and then he turned around, he's not boxing and he's smoking and he's growing, and he's like, yeah, man, I'm a better person for this. My wife likes me better like this.
Yo, if it so, brings any form of positivity, I'm with it. And I always felt like weed is always. I've never seen it do anything negative. I've never seen it. Some people say different, but personally, I've never had a bad experience.
And I feel like, everybody has maybe a certain drug that will grab them by the boo-boo. And they're like, I can't
Oh,
not. That brings me, harm and damage and jail and stuff. But I don't think it's across the board for everyone. If you try something, you're going to do something else. It's like,
right?
they're all different chemicals that react to different people. Alcohol was my kryptonite. Fucked me up every time. I haven't drank in 5 years, and my life's perfect now. It's great.
Mm.
But I smoke every day.
Yep. I've smoked every day. I don't even know how long now, but why not,
But I
man?
don't get in trouble.
Exactly. I've never been
I
in
don't get
trouble
in
for.
trouble.
Well, not righteously in trouble.
Right.
Awesome, bro. I love it. I'll never stop. I don't think I'll ever stop. I don't see a reason to.
I think even if the doctor was like, you need to, I'll be like, well, then I'll stop taking all my pills.
Straight up, man.
Because it's not that you need something to get by, it's that it helps.
That's what it is, bro. I feel like it's just helps kind of show you the way a little bit. You know what I'm saying? It always eases you. It always relaxes you. It always makes me more calm. I've never felt angry or joint.
No.
Ever.
And it's kind of hard to get angry when you got a
Yeah,
good amount of bud in you. You're just
very
like,
true.
why are you yelling?
Yeah, exactly. It bugs on anger, like almost bugs when you're stoned. Anyone angry,
Right?
you're just, dude, what the fuck? What are you?
Right?
Don't do that. Like,
Yeah, wrong vibration, man.
straight up, bro.
And it's not a wrong vibration. It's not the right vibration with you.
Exactly.
And
You're
it's not
higher
like,
there, down here.
okay, so this one's a little bit more of a relaxing song. It's called Smoke by Myself.
Yes, sir.
How true is that?
You know what, bro? That song, I love that song because that one just came to me one day when I was dead ass just smoking by myself. And you know what? It came from like a philosophical weird time I was having where um, I was working out, come home, and I was like, because of my schedule, I wasn't seeing people. Like I was just working, and then when I'd come home, everyone was asleep. So I was just felt like, I was always just chilling, smoking by myself, and it was good because you really find out a lot about yourself when you smoke by yourself. But I found that like that's my favorite way to smoke sometimes is like, yeah, smoking and sharing bud with people. It can be a very communicative experience, which is awesome. It connects you with people, but sometimes there's nothing like just finding a moment where you're just by yourself and you just kind of roll one up or pack a bowl or whatever, and you just sit there and smoke, just fucking go somewhere. You know what I mean? You just go somewhere
Right,
and it just helps. I feel like it can be like such a meditative experience. And I was
right,
having a lot of that time, so I wrote that song. I actually just wrote the verse at the time, and then I just had this verse, and for like 2-3 years, I had that little verse chords. And our old keyboard player was like, why don't we ever make that a song?" And
right,
we just got to hair up our ass one day. We had a little bit of recording equipment. We threw down some tracks. I did a verse, and then we asked our friend Dred Kennedy and our other friend from Black Bottom Lighters to be on it, and they said hell yeah, and it came out kick ass song. I love that song. That was actually the first one that
right.
we got Tony Trombone on too. So that was a
Tony
good experience,
Trombone.
and it got over at 17th Street. So that felt like one of those songs that I felt successful after that one for sure
Yeah,
because
that's a
people
pretty
really
dope
like.
song, man.
We played around and people sing the lyrics back. That's one of those ones that people know the lyrics to. So I really like that one. I connect with that one heavily.
Personally, that song, like, kind of, we saw you at the launch pad for your High Desert Relief show, and
Yeah,
that was pretty fucking dope. But when you sang that song, bro, I was kind of like, I don't know, I was zoned in, and I was like, man, that's how I freaking get stoned and then draw all kinds. Because I'm not musically inclined. I've tried to practice stuff, and I learned piano a long time ago, but not really. And I've always been good at drawing, but I wouldn't stay with it. And then when I started getting high or smoke, whatever you want to call it, I would draw and I'd be so into it, and it would like take me to another place or something.
dude, straight up. So that's exactly what that vibe is exactly what that song's about. Just like I said before, it's almost like cannabis can be just like a pair of hands that takes you from here to a creative place. It just helps you get there. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
sometimes, like, man, sometimes when you get super blazed by yourself and you're just sitting there, just going off in your mind, you really go to some crazy places that you're like, man,
Right.
you're almost like, wow, what's in there? You know what I'm saying? And it's just smoking by myself, man. It's I do it all the time and I love it. It's my meditation sometimes.
Right. Hell yeah, nothing's better than like a hot freaking shower and then blazing up with a cup of coffee. And I'm just like, okay, now I'm here with the world. Okay, I could do this.
Those align perfectly.
Besides, I've never talked to a cop who was like, oh, marijuana. They're always like, who cares? Like, finally, it's legal. Finally, okay.
Yeah.
Like, I've
Back in
been
the day, I
busted
ran
with
into.
it back in the day when it's illegal, and all they do is take it away.
That's
They
the
don't
thing. I'm
take
like,
you to jail. We don't even get a ticket.
They just take it for themselves. I always felt like I'm like, this guy just went and smoked my.
Right. Well, in the government, so federal jobs even are now saying that they're going to have a more lax drug testing for drug screening because
Let the
the
weed be
recreational side of things for marijuana is blowing up so much that they
legalized.
are. We can't get enough people to work for us because people probably smoke.
That's what was going to happen. I'm like, man, once it's rec and medical in a bunch of places, it's easy to get your hand on a card, or it's rec in your state. Who the fuck's gonna? Where are they gonna find workers? Everyone's gonna be smoking weed.
Dude, and
Who's gonna be
Cali's
able to
trying
pay?
to pay their nurses $25 an hour. I'm like, watch them have no nurses.
Straight up, yeah, yeah. Let them be stoned, man. Let them be stoned.
You
It
know
might
what?
save a life.
This might get me in trouble someday, but I smoke and I drive.
I
That's
smoke and
horrible,
drive.
right? You can get in trouble for it. It's bad. Don't do it. But I do because it keeps me from having road rage at all.
Straight up, and also too, there's something about just fucking cruising and smoking a joint and listening to some music. That is just like
Right?
a tribe of good vibes right there, bro. So I love it, man. You know, drive safely, of course, but I've
Yeah, like I
that's
don't
another.
speed.
Yeah, I don't speed, bro. If you ask anyone who knows me, who's been in my tour van, these dudes hate me. They call me Miley 65 because I'm cruising. There's no need to rush. There's no need to fucking stay in the slow lane. Fucking listen to music and chill. I'm not a rushing person, but it's because I'm sitting there the whole time just blazing, kicking it. You know what I'm
Right?
saying?
Right?
So it's like they do that, man. I think
You
it
know,
makes the place safe.
when they give you a hard time, you can say, "But you're alive, right?"
Exactly, man. Exactly. I'm not
Well,
swerving in
nobody
and out
likes
of
a
lanes.
backseat
I'm a little
driver too.
slow. Right? I'm a
Like
little
backseat
slow, but
drivers fuck up my stone. Like when
that's
I'm
that
trying to
we
drive, and you're like,
with
"Bro,
that.
stop talking to me."
Yeah, my zone right now, dude. I'm whipping.
No, I mean, obviously, I would probably not suggest it on edibles until you know
Edibles,
your level, because
yeah,
edibles
edibles,
are like stay home.
yeah, edibles is whoo. Yeah, I definitely don't take edibles and drive. Oh shit!
I mean, unless you're
It
like a
comes in.
festival, then it's awesome.
Yeah, edibles are wow. I've had some crazy ones. That's a crazy world now. Everything's edible. They have edible everything now. It's awesome. We went to a
You
place
could
in
take a
Arizona.
strong one.
Oh, you could get anything, bro. We played this gourmet rooftop like chef's party. He made us lamb, like gourmet lamb that was infused. But it looked like some shit you get, you know, like the fanciest place, and it was weed infused. It was delicious
That's
too. Awesome.
dope.
Yeah, it was
That's
really
dope.
good.
I like shows like that because then I'm like, oh man,
Yes, dude.
like that cannoli
Oh,
has a whip in it,
everyone in the like,
right? Like be real after a smoke and eat, and he's like,
straight up.
so another song that I like a lot is "Let the Music Play." What is
That's
that? What is that all
um.
about?
So that one actually, that's funny because we just use my phone.
It's all good.
I think my phone's just getting crazy in the park. It was all windy.
No worries. That's why we got editing.
Right on. Fuck yeah.
I actually lost connection with Ian Young my first interview,
Oh shit.
and so the same situation. Just 5G is really five lame.
Yo, I hear all kinds of crazy shit about 5G. There's like this 5G documentary my friend was telling me to watch. How crazy
Yeah,
it is.
there's some crazy stuff too. Like,
Yeah.
literally, you're gonna have to have cell phone towers every block. Otherwise,
Yeah, I saw
it
a
doesn't
video
really work.
on some guy tearing one down in his neighborhood. He like hacksawed that shit down because I guess it's really bad for us or something.
Yeah, like who
Bob and Don.
knows? I mean, they say your cell phones, this microphone, this computer in
Everything.
front of you,
It's all
and we're like,
radioactive.
right? But it's just going to
Well,
help us transition to the other ones that come down to visit us,
star people.
right? People don't
Straight up.
have to believe, but
They're coming.
ask the Navy. They see them every day.
Yeah, they're
Fleets,
like,
not one and two like they only show on TV, but fleets,
I'm ready for them.
right?
I'm
I
ready
just want them to
for them.
beam
Let's
all the
go.
people in all the government people just need to get beamed up and let us choose our own way.
I want it to be like somehow they just love human music so much that they're like, hey, look, we chill in our little underwater thing, but we've been watching your guys' festivals that you guys have. That looks fun. Can you teach us how?
Right?
Then we could just get booked as some type of alien music fest. That's my
Like
dream. I hope
come
they like
down and
reggae.
play on top of a UFO and just be hovering there.
That's my dream. I hope they like reggae.
Like Rihanna at the Super Bowl halftime show,
Yes, dude. Yes.
hovering on
Purchase
a
the
spaceship.
Martians. Yes, dude. That's what I want. That's my dream. I just hope they like reggae.
Right? I feel like they have to be really intelligent, so they're going to be like, I see what this means.
Yeah, they're
You
gonna.
know?
Yeah, they're gonna like have some type of weird fourth dimension fucking perspective on it. They'll be able to break our shit down for us in crazy ways. I'm ready, man.
And think about this is how I kind of think too. What if they're already doing that to certain people who do sing, and they're like in your dreams, they're just kind of giving you subliminal messages to sing about, and you're like,
Shit.
you know what? I like that idea. Then you're like, as long as they don't come back with any copyright stuff, because
I never thought of that. They're puppeting some of these crazy people who could just sing out of this world, putting subliminal waves in us, man. It could be.
I
It's
mean,
crazy.
it has. But I feel like they could come down and just take over the internet and be like, guess what? You know what?
You guys are jamming this now. All this shit goes
BS.
into. What if they show us like? What if their form of music is like so fucking dope, like just mind-blowingly awesome? Like all our shit sounds like Twinkle Twinkle Little Stars, and then they bring us their music, and they're like, "Yo, your guys' shit's pretty good, but check this shit out." And they drop some
Right.
alien beats on us. That'd be cool.
So
That'd be
there's this
kick-ass.
other thing that I watched a video on called like AI art, and they take like say 10,000 pictures of different flowers, and then they have the program make it, and it's like morphing and tripping out and different colors, and it's like, whoa, if that's art now, you're gonna sit there and stare at your TV like forever because it's just 3D coming out. Fucking, you're like, what if their music's like that, where you visually see it?
You could taste their songs or some shit.
Right?
That would be crazy. I want it. I'm ready.
Right?
I'm ready for it.
Reggae, ska, even like old school, all of it to me feels like my tribe.
I love it all, man. Honestly, all music is amazing. There's really not any music that I can't think of that I don't like. A lot of people are like, oh, I hate country or I hate this. There's some that I'm less fond of than others. But man, music, a good song is a good song. I can think of good songs in any genre that I enjoy,
Right?
you know?
Yeah, even country or
I love country, man. There's some country songs that I fucking dig. Old school country, really good.
for me, music always makes me feel a certain way. So like there's points in my life where I was listening to the heavy stuff, the hardcore, the heavy metal,
For
or
sure.
whatever, and I was like in just like pumped up, angry attitude all the time, and like it didn't feel good.
Yeah, it feels empowering for a little bit, but then vibe changes and you kind of want to just chill out, smoke a joint, and vibe to
Right?
something, you know? Yeah.
I went and saw Motorhead at the Sunshine Theater several years ago,
That's awesome.
And he played so loud that I think I still have like hearing damage from it. But he was amazing.
That's crazy. That's awesome. That would have been. Oh, I always want to see them live. Our bass player Tony, he always dresses up like fucking Lemmy for Halloween. It's hilarious.
That's dope. That's dope. So I think we were on Let the Music Play.
Oh yes. Oh yeah. Yeah. Big shout out to Munira. She's an amazing artist out at Albuquerque. Her and her band are really good. They play a lot over town. We that song kind of just was another one. It's weird how sometimes it feels like sometimes songs kind of just fall into your lap almost some days. There are times where I sit there and I'll try and write music for hours. And I'm just sitting there ripping pages and just not feeling it. And then other times, like with Smoke by Myself or Marijuana or Grounded, I just pick up the guitar and something just kind of falls out of me. Let the Music Play was one of those. I was just kind of jamming. And at the time, it was right before COVID.
Mm-hmm.
And we were fucking gigging so much. We were playing Friday, Saturday, Sunday, every fucking weekend, all over.
All right. So, Mr. Myles Chavez from the Riddims.
What's up, my brother?
Not bad. Same here. Doing good.
Oh, yes. I love to hear it.
Right. So last night, me and my wife went to a local show at the Sunshine Theater. Vibe Strong.
I bet you it was amazing.
Whalers. And I feel bad, but I don't remember the DJ's name, but he did an awesome job too. But Vibe Strong, never seen him before. Amazing.
I love Vibe Strong. Yes, those are a couple of our members, actually. The keyboard player and the bass player play with us. So Rick G and Tony play with us. And then Jimmy, the drummer, and Buddha, the guitarist, are amazing musicians too. I love those guys.
So much energy. And
amazing, dude. They're awesome.
It was just such an awesome vibe last night. And then we saw the Whalers, which I never saw. And, you know, I knew of them. I didn't really hear a whole lot of their music before this.
Yeah.
I heard some songs here and there. And I was kind of like, okay, they'll probably do some tribute songs, whatever, you know what I mean, to Bob. I'll be honest, man, he sounded so much like Bob. I closed my eyes a couple times and I was like, wow, I think the spirit of Bob is here.
Dude, straight up, man. Those guys are really talented musicians. Those guys are awesome. That must have been a kick-ass show. I can only imagine.
Dude, and I was blown away. Super awesome. Dope. So, about you and your band, I know you guys have been working really hard lately, and you have a couple newer songs that came out.
We do, yes, sir. So
Let the Music Play.
Yes, Let the Music Play. That's one that's actually gotten a little bit of heat this last couple of weeks. We just reached, I think, 25 or 30K streams on that one.
Okay,
which is awesome.
That is cool. That's awesome.
Yeah. Sorry.
No, you're good. So, what was like the ideas behind this Let the Music Play? What were the feelings?
So for that one, we at the time when we wrote that one, it was like right before COVID was really kicking off. Right before, and at that time we were on the grind. We had gigs. Goddamn, we were gigging every weekend, almost every day. We were playing. It's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for months. We were touring. We were just all over the place jamming, and it was awesome. So that one was just kind of like a ode to the music. You know what I mean? Because at the time it was engulfing our entire. I mean, it always engulfs our entire life, but at that time we were really just day in, day out playing. So it was just honestly one of the best times of my life in the last 3-4 years was that section, right? Like 2019, 2020, we were just playing all the time. And so we just kind of, one day I was sitting there jamming and it kind of just fell out of me, the lyrics and stuff. I think I was just so inspired subconsciously. And our friend Munira, who we got on that song, really amazing, talented musician here in Albuquerque. Her and her band are really kick-ass. She's got an amazing voice, and we were blessed enough to get her on the track. At that time, we were kind of playing shows with her here and there, so it just kind of fell in together. And it was cool. It was one of those songs that we really just kind of was just in the mood. We felt it. Chords sounded good. We just like the lyrics kind of just fell out of us. It was one of those things that just like magically fell into place. And I love that song. It's very upbeat. It's got, you know, like a good vibe to it. And a lot of people request that song whenever we go play. So that's one of my new favorite ones for sure.
Hell yeah. Love that song.
You guys for listening
Well,
to everyone. I appreciate all of you.
you know, it's interesting to me because I'm basically retired military, so I don't really do nothing but this and keep up the house, you know, and
That's awesome.
then
Thank
I
you for
can
your
sit
service, brother.
back. Oh, no problem. It's interesting to me because to me, music is like the greatest expression of any kind of nation or culture. But for us, it's like music's always been a big um, word or way of getting your real feelings out about the world issues and stuff. And so for me, I fought for all that. I fought for you guys to be able to be up there and play
Fucking
your music and not have to worry about stuff coming here and
yes, sir.
people just
Thank
be
you
able to
for
live their own life. You know what I mean? So for me, for you guys doing that, you guys are putting out so much hard work that I
Thank
want to be there to be supported to
hell
celebrate
yeah.
with you.
We appreciate. I want to say too, we have the most love for our friends and family in the military. I highly respect all of you guys, and I appreciate all of your service and you guys keeping our country safe. And you know, you guys are awesome. We're blessed enough to have people like you, so that, like you said, you know, be reggae guys and make music and shit. You guys are doing the hard stuff so that we can enjoy life and make music. So I thank you, man. Thank you very much.
Well, your guys' music, it's all of it's healing to me personally because of the stuff that I go through mental health wise. It's day in and day out. It's been helpful for me to listen to positive message, good beats, stuff that keeps me more mellow, calm. And so that's why I put so much, I guess, pride into your guys' music and wanting to show everybody else because it's so helpful and inspiring to me. You know what I mean?
Fucking A. Thank you, brother. That means the world to me, man. It really does. Thank you. Thank you.
So another thing I wanted to kind of bring up real quick is you guys are going to be at the Rise and Vibe in Aztec, New Mexico, right?
Yes, sir. Super excited for that.
Huge festival. February 19th, 2023, Aztec, New Mexico. And
May 19th. Yes.
oh, sorry, my bad. I wrote it down wrong. May 19th. Stoner brain.
Yeah, but
May
I'm really
19th.
excited.
Sorry about that. Myles Chavez, who's a trip. He's got some crazy songs.
Oh man, I love Modesty. I'm really excited for that because not only we haven't really put this out there a whole lot, but not only are we going to be blessed enough to hit the main stage and play our music on the main stage, but we're also going to be backing Sister Nancy, the legendary Sister Nancy. We get to be her band that day, and then we're going to be playing with her again in June. So I'm
Dope.
extremely
Dope.
honored. Reached out to us and asked if we wanted to play with her, be her band, and of course we jumped at the opportunity. So I'm extremely excited for everyone to come out and see us jam with, hear our new stuff and stuff. But just, oh man, to be on stage with a legendary reggae artist like that is crazy. I cannot wait.
It's crazy the people you guys run into, huh?
Oh man, music takes you some awesome places. It really does.
Some real OGs of the trade and some more traditional um, reggae music, and then you got the newer stuff coming in, and then it's like this one big happy family that everybody's like not in competition exactly, but trying to help each other get up and
Yes, dude.
come tour with us. Come tour with us.
There's absolutely some family vibes in the reggae. Much.
Right.
Yeah, we love that, man. Love that.
So I've been uh, I've been wondering, like, how do you think this music's gonna progress from here with all the stuff that goes on around us, either world, world crises, or all this political crap, and everybody's angry about this or that and this bill.
There's always going to be something. People are people.
Right.
So there's always going to be something. I feel like reggae music is almost rooted in that stuff. So my hopes are that right, my son. My hopes is that sorry.
You're good.
My hopes are that eventually everyone will come together fully, because I feel like that's been the whole goal this whole time, even since any genre started, is just to unite people, but it never really gets all the way there.
Right.
Never really completes the mission, because there's always the government and who knows what, these evil forces out here in the world that are pulling the puppet string for the
Right.
But I'm hoping that one day it will, and I think that music is a huge driving factor in positivity and motivation and inspiration for people. I know it's been that my whole life, so I hope that
Right.
that we don't lose any of our roots, and we don't discredit any of the people who started, who made it the way that we can make music.
Agreed. For me, what I've saw and I've seen is it doesn't matter what color, what nationality, what you even vote for. If you go to a reggae concert, everybody's kind of chill and respectful and mostly peaceful, just hanging out, having a good time, dancing.
Yep.
And I think we said this before. You don't even have to smoke pot. You don't even have to understand or know jaw.
Mm-mm.
It's whatever you connect it to.
Yeah, that is a beautiful thing about reggae. A lot of people, there are some people that are very closed-minded when it comes to it, but that's what it's made for. It's made for everybody. You know what I mean? Great Bob Marley
Right.
for everybody.
Right.
So that's when he's
And literally, if you watch, say, Sugar Shack Sessions, my favorite YouTube channel,
I
if you
love
watch that, you'll see everything from Southern country boy reggae all the way to Natalie Rice.
Oh yeah, they've opened me up.
Mike Love.
Yep,
I
Mike
mean,
Love.
all these different tastes. And I think they're all beautiful. When anybody's reggae band pops up, I'm always down to check it out. And especially if I haven't heard it before, I'm like, whoa, what?
Straight up.
Come from?
Yeah, I love. That's one of my things that tickles me so, is hearing all the new bands. I love it, man. They're so hungry and they're out here just trying to get it and get as much shows under their belt. They're eager to be on stage. I love it, man. Really, those hits come out in those early days.
So I wanted to give you a little download on what I've been learning. Brand new YouTuber, don't really know what the heck's going on besides like the basic editing of videos or whatever. But if you want to get your channel a lot more views, you got to do shorts.
Okay. Yeah,
because if you do shorts, more people see it. You get more views much quicker.
Yeah. I'm not going to lie. I'm a sucker for those, man. I'll scroll those things all day on YouTube.
Right? But that's how I get the most broader people viewing it.
Yeah.
Is by putting out shorts, and then when they come to the channel, they see you guys' full set and check out those. And then hopefully they check out the interviews, because that's what connects you to us, is that you're human. You deal with life just like we deal with life. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hell yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
To us, to us, you're like a star, right? You're up, this guy there singing and all this stuff. We're like, wow, that's awesome. But in real life, you're just a regular old cool dude that likes write music.
Thank you, man. Yeah, dude, it's funny. We that's a weird contrast too, because it's so strange sometimes it's like a flattering in a weird way almost, because
Right.
musicians are, all of us are pretty insecure to a certain extent, because it's hard to put your feelings out there in these songs,
Uh-huh.
and just hope people like it. It's weird to just like make noise out of feelings, and then when people like them and they're like, man, that song helped me with this or that, and then you start to get really honed in your craft and start to make these songs what they are. People love them, and it's like, yeah, I'm almost like flattered that people are so into the music the way they are, because when you first are writing a song and stuff, so when people are
That's
like
my ring.
happy to make stuff, it really is humbling. It's a very humbling experience. And yeah, thank you guys so much for listening. And man, these last 10 years have been fucking awesome. And we're just getting started. I feel more driven now and ready to go than I ever have. So we're ready to get at it. Sure.
Dude, I'm down to start trying to like figure out a way to manage a big festival here, like at Villa Hispania,
Oh yeah, man, let's get it done, brother. We can do it.
because I think freaking they packed the house last night at Sunshine,
Yeah.
and I think we can definitely get way more if we had like 10 bands or something.
That's it.
But yeah, I think if we had some kick-ass names, maybe even a couple big names, and then like
Bro.
a bunch of all of our locals.
Yeah, dude, let's do it. There's so many, and the great thing about Albuquerque is every band here, all the local bands, are fucking awesome.
Right.
Like all of them are good, man. It's crazy. Every single band that I hear is just so. All these musicians, I swear, that some must be in the water here or something, because these bands they blow me away. So I think we definitely do it awesome. It'd be really cool, man. Even just that alone, like a bunch of locals. There's so much, and that's another thing about Burke too, is that it shows love to the locals. You know what I mean? So
Right.
we don't hate bands at all. We definitely show out. So it's kick ass. I love that.
I feel like New Mexico gives a lot of love too for reggae. Maybe not in the past, like at Isleta, it doesn't really pack it, you know what I mean? But I think if we pack the smaller venue with the nicer, it's got shade and all that stuff, then people will want to pack in more.
Yeah, I agree. Location.
Like a high desert freaking festival.
Yeah, man. Let's do that.
Because Tucson had their high in the desert, but you like your
saw
guys' high desert.
High Desert Reggae Fest, man.
Reggae Fest. There you go.
That'd be kick ass, dude.
Dude.
I'm telling you, man. Link our noggins together, we'll get it done.
Right on. So I have another song to ask you about.
Okay.
It is Love Steady. Sorry.
Awesome, yeah. That's our latest release.
Love Steady.
You know what's funny about that song is sometimes like you have a vision for a song in your head, and it's hard to paint that picture correctly, even to your own bandmates or people that know you really well or who work with you musically a lot. It's hard to really express it the right way whenever you're trying to be like, hey, here's my new song. So that's one that we all go through hard times and stuff like that, and I was having a little bit of a rough go for a while, and that was a song that was kind of just for me, to be honest. It's crazy. I think that people think that whenever you're a songwriter, that when you write a song, then you just make it. But for me and a lot of musicians I know, you write 5 songs and then pick one of them. So there's I have 25, 30 songs that no one's even heard, or no one rarely even hears, because I just haven't shared them. I don't think that they're right or here. You judge yourself a lot. So that was one of those songs that I was like, I'm not really feeling it. And I was with my guitarist one day, and I was kind of just jamming. I was playing that, and he was like, yeah, that's a cool, what is that? And I told him it's a song I'm writing. And he was like, shit, we should try and, should try and cultivate. Let's try and write that shit. So I showed the guys, and at the time we were just upbeat, kind of like, I think it was a juxtapose
Right.
of what at the moment. We were like up high, we were just on this shit. So when I showed them that, they're like, "Oh man, that's too slow. It's not gonna fit into the set right now and stuff." And I honestly kind of agreed. I was like, "You're right. I just whatever." So it sat on the burner for a while. Then I just we've been blessed enough to meet a lot of kick-ass producers and stuff out there in California. One of our friends, his name's Big G. He's also a musician. He plays out there. Excellent in the booth. Um, I sent him a little rough scratch of it one day just to kind of see, like, I'd never really written songs like that. So I'm like, let's try and record them, and then I can get a better view of them. And then I showed the guys, and they were like, "What the hell is this?" And I was like, "This is that song." And they're like, "Oh shit! Well, we didn't. Now that we hear it, I can see it." But so it was one of those. The lyrics too are pretty heavy, and then that was the first song that we got Rick G on, the singer for Vibe Strong. He plays keys. Sorry about that. He plays keys for us, and then Tony, their bass player, is our bass player as well. So that was the first song that we got Rick on.
Rick G,
And
okay.
yeah, Rick G. God damn, I love his verse on that song. And
That's dope.
well, yeah, I like that song. It was more of a heartfelt thing. It's hard sometimes to put yourself out there. I don't really tend to put the emotional songs out there as much. Songs like Marijuana, Let the Music Play, Friday Night, they're real like, yo, because that's what I love about music the most is uniting people and getting people hype and stuff. So those are the songs I tend to like want to perform more. But,
Hmm.
I was like, I can't just keep these songs under lock. And, it's a good thing to throw a little bit of change in there, sprinkle a little emotion throughout our musical catalog. So I like that song a lot. And it's actually gotten a lot of love and stuff. And I was surprised by how much people responded to it. I thought it was going to be kind of people go like, "Oh, this is kind of a sad song or something like that," or not really their style. But you know what? People received it well, and I think on some level it's easy to connect with. So I love that song.
Right
Love,
on,
love.
right on. One of the hardest things for me to learn to do is to only think caring or compassionate thoughts about others, even like exes or friends that you don't talk to anymore. To learn to have the feeling inside of not being angry with them, not having resentment towards them. It kind of, in a way, a lot of these songs kind of like make me realign to that idea that you can't say you're Rasta if you're over here like ranting and raving about how much you hate whatever out there. You know what I mean? It's like you either think that way and kind of live that lifestyle of everybody's cool, I got respect for everyone, whatever, or you don't. And that's the struggle for myself that I work on. But all your guys' music's all help me to like
Yeah,
internalize a lot of
thank,
thoughts.
thank you. That's the biggest compliment. Thank you. Yeah, yeah, that song was probably one of the deepest ones we put out. But yeah, dude, that's really the whole vibe and the whole kind of mentality behind it. Is sometimes, life happens, and I think we have a hard time sometimes accepting what people are, instead of who they are. And people move on and do what they do, and I think it's easier and more common to go to a place of like you just disconnect in some way, or you just kind of cut ties and stuff. But I've been trying to learn in the last year of my life to learn to stay connected and appreciate the past, and understand that moments turn into memories, and sometimes people turn into lessons, and that's all right. And
Right.
you just got to kind of wish everyone the best, and always hope that um, everything you give comes full circle, I guess.
Right.
So yeah, for sure, man. Deep stuff.
So I have a simpler question, but it might be um, complicated. I don't know because so when I record you guys, I post all your guys' shows like the full songs,
Yeah.
and sometimes I'll get a copyright mark or whatever.
Yeah.
Or now they say there will be no like nothing will happen to the channel, but they do give you the option to take it out. is it better from your guys' point of view? Would you rather us not have copywritten stuff on there and just have the stuff that's not, or
Oh, dude, no,
you
I
know,
say run it all, run it all. A lot of those copyright things, it's a lot of like, um, how do I put this? Like, there's a lot of weird announcements of putting out music to have, you gotta, what do they say? You gotta cross out the T a lot. So we threw a copyright on a lot of those songs because we wanted to make sure that all the samples and stuff were lawfully respected, and
right,
also to whole have all of our things covered. So
right.
from my perspective, I say just run it, man. Run all that. We've made it to where anyone can stream anything they want, so that's a good.
Because from my point of view, I'm just trying to share your guys' music to a bigger crowd,
Yeah.
and I like legit. I don't even want a single penny. I don't. If I ever get monetized, whatever, cool. But I literally don't want to make money off of what I'm showing, unless it's just off the podcast alone, like
Yeah.
the interviews. Then I don't mind. So I was just asking out of respect because you're an actual
Oh,
performing artist. So
thank you, man. That's honestly the first time I've ever been asked that. I had to think on that for a second.
well, because another local band that I really like is Elevated Roots, and they do some
Oh, I
cover
love those
songs that
guys.
are badass. And I
Yeah,
got copywritten on 2 of their songs that were obviously cover songs.
yeah,
And
yeah.
so I'm
A
like,
lot of
oh shit. Like, I don't want to be pissing people off though.
yeah. It's a funky thing. This whole I'm horrible. Thank God that Chris, our one of our drummers, he's really good with the business side of things. Otherwise, I don't know where the hell we'd be because that's just so confusing to me, man.
Yeah,
It's
and I
like
just like I would rather not have it on there and not have anybody pissed off. But
I feel that.
if it's not really about that, then I understand. Like I'm not trying to obviously I'm not saying any of these bands are my band. I'm not I can't play a guitar.
And it's never too late to learn. But yeah, I feel you. I feel you on that.
I took lessons for 6 months and then realized it gets a little pricey.
You know what? Some of the teachers out there are pretty pricey. But hey, man, if you ever want to get together, I'd love to show you some things, bro. I enjoy teaching guitar, so let me know, brother.
Yeah, I'm always down to hang out, and I
You,
mean,
you know,
it's
one of the things
hard
I
to
like.
find people you can say that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel that, bro. For sure. I love teaching. That's one of the things I love to do is teach as well. I used to teach guitar for many years back in the day, and I really just love seeing people have the aha moment where they're like, "Oh shit, I can play," and then you see the hook sink in, where now they're musicians. I'm like, all right, man. It's like that meme where he's like, once you go down this path, there's no coming back, bro.
Right? Well,
So, yeah, we
I
should get.
definitely, I would definitely be a long ways from ever being in a band, but I would probably want to learn so that when I'm retired, or just kicking back and old, I can just play for my old lady and
Fucking A.
relax. You know?
You know what, bro? You could definitely anything if you're feeling it, dog. That's the cool thing about music is it's less about talent and more about just feeling it. You know what I mean? Our keyboard player, I taught him how to play keys. So we needed a keyboard. I wanted a keyboard player. We knew our old. He was a drummer, but he was like, I was wanting to learn how to play keys. I have keys. I don't know how to play them. So I was like, you have some shit. I'll teach you. I taught him like 4 or 5 chords, and he played a show with us like 4 days later. And then it was just so addicting that he just flew, man. And now he's an extremely good keyboard player. He's excellent on the keys, and it's crazy, man. Just how much like the music addiction. It really is, I feel like, buried deep in everyone. Whenever I teach people how to play guitar, because I'll be real, guitar is a hard instrument to learn. Whenever I started learning it, I sucked. I sucked for years and years. It was until like 3-4 years down the line where I was like, oh shit, I could actually play. So whenever I teach guitar, I tend to start people on ukulele first.
Yeah.
Only because you can play pretty much every song on it just as well. It's a little bit less complicated, and the trick to getting people to want to play music more and be disciplined on the instrument is getting them to feel confident about themselves and how they're playing. So guitar's hard because if you're not used to playing it, it's hard to hold the strings. It's like awkward to hold. It's this whole thing. Ukuleles are small, they're cool, the strings are not as tough, and the, you know, 2-3
Right.
fingers rarely for all these chords. So people start to play and go, oh shit, I can play this thing. Then
Right.
once they're good at that, add 2 more strings and bam, change it up a little
Right.
bit and there you are.
I think when I was like 10, my Aunt Charlotte taught me piano. I learned the only song I ever learned was Kokomo, but I couldn't remember. I know our C, D, and E are on the right hand, but that's about it.
Fuck yeah, dude. Yeah, there's a crucial chords right there.
I think it's a good way to help kids learn and make them more make their little brain grow by teaching them music for sure.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, it's basically
Shit.
like another
It's cliche
language
to
every
say.
time you learn you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, for sure, man. It's a universal language, which is awesome. But music is a great healer, and I feel like everyone can do something musically. Everyone can do something musically, you know, for sure.
Well, I seen guys with freaking plastic buckets, and they
Yes,
sound
yeah,
badass.
yeah. You see those crazy the people who just kind of like makeshift their own little guitars out of tin cans and shit like that, or little drum sets out of plastic. Bro,
They sound good.
it's just in us, man.
Sound good.
It's just in us. We just need to get it out somehow. We need to express.
I definitely, and it's such a better way to kind of work off some even negative energy or get some happy energy out there that you're feeling, or it's like,
For
I
sure.
don't know. I mean, it's got to be so helpful to sit down and write. So, are you a play instrument and then write lyrics, or or you write lyrics and then play the instrument, or does it matter?
You know what? It's strange. Sometimes a little bit of both. I would say most of the songs, there are a few songs that I feel like sometimes you get a buildup of emotion. You know what I'm saying? Like you feel something so hard that you need to express it somehow. And if you're keen on a certain type of way of doing that, you go like, you know, pedal to the metal with it. So there are some songs where I'm like, this is how I'm feeling, this is what I'm writing about, this is what I'm doing, and I just figure it out and get it out. And then most of the time though, I would say, because I'll be honest, I was a guitarist before anything. So I was, you know, the singer. I actually fell into playing the singing role in this band. We had
Okay.
another singer, and it fell through our first show, and I ended up having to sing. And then it just stayed that way. We couldn't get another singer, so I just ended up because I had written the songs, you know, with and sang and stuff, but I didn't think I was that good. So I was trying to get us a singer, and it just stayed this way. So I've always been a guitarist first. Um, so when it came to songwriting, I feel like most of the time I just sit down and usually I'm trying to be disciplined on my instrument. And I've always been where I have to play an hour a day. And I feel it's almost like how gym addicts are. Whenever they don't go to the gym, they just feel off. I have to play my guitar every night. I don't care what happened, how tired I am, just have to get those hours in. So a lot of times I'm just sitting there and I'm just going off, just playing whatever. And you get into this state of mind where you're just kind of melding everything in your head. And then I'll be playing something and it connects with what I'm feeling. You know what I'm saying? Like, and once I feel that connection, it makes me want to elaborate on it. So then I end up writing a song out of whatever I'm feeling in that moment. So it's weird. It's almost like I'm pulling out what I'm feeling through my hands as I'm playing, and then once I feel something kind of fall in, that's when I know it's a song. You know?
It's interesting because I can see what you're saying. I mean, I draw, and so I do a lot of sketching and stuff. And at first you're just kind of like, I don't know, and then you're just kind of doing like, say, the shape of a face,
Yeah.
and then you're like, okay, eyes, a little bit here, a little there, little nose. But once you get that full outline of your image, you're still kind of like, well, I don't know what she's going to look like. But you start shading it in a little here and there. You start trying over there, up here, maybe defining the nose more. And then all of a sudden, like, oh, I know what you're going to look like. So, like for an artist to an artist, even though it's two different arts, I can visually see what you're saying.
Yeah. Yeah, you feel me. Honestly, that's exactly how it feels. Just like that, bro. You just kind of like brick by brick, you just kind of pull your feelings out and express it in this median. And then it's, you kind of look down and go, oh shit, there's something there, you know?
Right? It's a trip. Man. Yeah, I encourage every little kid out there to learn an instrument, learn to draw.
Hell yeah. It's never too late. Never too late. Everybody get out there and get into the arts. We need more.
Martial arts too.
Oh, absolutely.
Man, jiu-jitsu's so badass.
Dude, I'm a huge advocate for any type of physical discipline. I've been boxing for a long time, and I feel like it's absolutely crucial for everyone to be in rhythm with their body somehow. You know what I mean? And feeling confident that you can defend yourself, or feeling confident that you can move with yourself under intense situations feels great. You know, and it helps you confident, helps you feel, you know, more disciplined. And being disciplined is a really crucial thing. So, yeah, get out there and, you know, play guitar, do jujitsu, paint, box, run, swim, yoga, anything, man. Do something.
I think meditation too, just that total quiet
mind exercise.
Right? No talking out loud, just chill with your thoughts.
Yes, dude. That's probably the hardest one out of all of them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'll tell you what, if someone feels broken mentally and physically, and they just feel like, man, I don't even know if I could do this anymore, whatever, walk into a jiu-jitsu gym, and I swear in the first year you will feel at least 75% better.
That part, bro. I'm not
75% better.
I firsthand seen that, dude. I've been boxing. I used to do a lot of boxing stuff when I was younger. Started doing music around in my teens, and I got back into it 2-3 years back, and I do it all the time. And there's this guy that boxes with us at the gym, and you know, we would smoke before and after. And when he started, he was, you know, going to college, and he just was real sad, wasn't from here, and just had all this depression. And, you know, he was even telling me he had thoughts and all this crazy deep stuff, man. I remember, gosh, probably, because at first you get in there and it's just exercise, but once you actually get into the ring and you get into, you know, you're face to face and you're in some type of conflict and you have to think under pressure, you see what you're made of, you know what I'm saying? And you really have to trust in yourself and be confident. And it is such a turnaround, bro. He's off all of his meds. He's off all his stuff. All he does is just box and work, and he loves it, and he's healthy. He's an amateur boxer now, and he's really good. He has a good record. And this is in like 2 years he's done this. So yeah, I absolutely advocate anyone who's feeling sad or anything like that. If you're feeling like, you know, music and art, those things are too intellectual to just dive into, man, cultivate your body, get into the ring, go box, go do jujitsu, do something like that. And it is a cure all, man. It's helped me immensely. And it's funny how things like that can help you in other realms. It's made me a better musician. You know what I mean? Because whenever you are active and disciplined about a sport or a conflict sport where you have to, you know, you're in there and it's mano a mano, and you're having to push yourself hard, and, you know, you're having to think under pressure, it helps you in life. You know what I mean? So it's made me a lot more disciplined in my music, a lot more disciplined on the road. I eat better, I sleep better, and just makes you all around a better person. So I say get out there, everyone do something.
I guarantee you, if say 50% of a children's classroom went to jujitsu, and I mean like went to class every day or whatever,
Oh man,
they would not have bullies at that school.
no way.
Because a little girl would take down 4 foot, 5 foot
Yes.
kid. A little
Also,
girl.
it teaches you respect for other people, because once you get in the ring, I think that a lot of times with kids and people, because we live in a world where we're not in physical conflicts as civilians all the time. A lot of people have this weird urge, like especially kids, they just want to like, because they don't understand. But once you get
Right.
in there and you realize that you can hurt someone or someone can hurt you, you start to respect people, and you start to pull back, and you start to, it really does teach discipline and respect.
Right.
Because, when you're in there, you lose if you think you're a badass, if you think you're tough, go into a boxing ring. You know what I mean?
Right.
Go take some jujitsu,
Right.
and you'll see what you're really made of. And then it humbles you down, and you start to look at everyone. And everyone should be respected in that realm. You know what I mean?
Right.
I really think that too, man. I'm a huge advocate for sports like that.
Another one of my favorites is kickboxing.
Hell yeah, you brother. Anything, dude. I started off kickboxing younger, and then I leaned more into boxing. I like boxing a little bit more, but man, shit, that it's like I said, it's anytime you're doing it, if you're listening about it, you're seeing what you're made of 2-3 times a week for 2-3 hours. You're pushing yourself. You're pushing your body. You're pushing your mind, and it makes life easier. You feel more confident in life. You just walk around feeling better. Your body feels better. You've gotten out your anger, the whatever like is kind of builds up in us. You get that out for sure. I'm a huge advocate for any type of sport like that. I think everyone, especially kids, I think all kids should engage in some type of combat, martial art, something.
Right. My dad put me in my brothers in wrestling in junior high. Got my ass kicked the whole entire time.
Mm-hmm.
The whole entire time. I don't think I won a single match.
I was the same when I was younger. I taught Kimbo, and I got my ass whooped every day.
But I did try jujitsu after I came back from the military from Afghanistan, and that it didn't just only physically make me feel better, but mentally my PTSD got way, way less.
Yes, dude.
So I was like, man, going to the gym's more like going to church, but you get real healing.
Amen. Yeah, man, it is true. I truly believe that saying. I forget who says it, but the healthy mind starts with a healthy body. It does, man. I box about 2-3 times a week, sparring and stuff like that. I've been doing it for some years now, and it is therapy for sure. And right. I've gone to therapy and stuff in my life, and and it's the boxing gym is better than any type of therapy, any type of motivational video, any type of motivational something, anything, man. You get in there, you get into these sports where you really see what you're made of. You really see what you're made of, man. And then you can start to, once you understand where you're at in your body and in your mind, then you're in reality.
Right.
All right, this is who I am. Now I know what I need to do to change to be better. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because a lot of people have ego, and they think that they're, either they have not enough ego or too much ego. So it's good to get into these sports because they put you right where you're at. They show you like, this is you, man. This is where your body is, and this is where your mind is. Whenever you're getting pushed to the limit, this is how you are, right? This is how you, So I love it. I'm a huge, massive advocate for martial arts in any way. I think everyone should do it.
I mean, I've always tried to be humble, and I don't ever want to come off as one of those entitled vets who pretty much like, get out of my way, I served. And when I went to the gym, I tried sparring two different times. I mean, got my ass handed to me, obviously, but learned so much from somebody who saw things in a different way than I did. And it made me look at everything else in jiu-jitsu the same way. And it was like, it's the mindset.
It is, man.
But there's that fine line of ego too, because, you know, in the ring, you'll find out who's bigger, badder, tougher, you know, better shape.
Yeah, for sure.
In real life, the guy you mouth off on the corner might have a gun. And
absolutely. That's one of the things.
How badass you are.
Yeah, people, you know, that's one of the things that a lot of people too, they you know, sometimes there are always those guys that even, you know, you see that 1 out of 10 dudes is those, I'm Billy Badass, and they'll step to anyone. Most of the time, though, I feel like it teaches you that, you know, to lose humbly, man, because there's no one that has not, you know, if you get into jiu-jitsu, boxing, wrestling, anything, you never win every match. You never win every fight. You always lose. So what it does is it teaches you to lose, like with honor. You know, it teaches you to lose the right way, not be hurt, but to learn from your losses, take your licks and move on. And then you kind of subconsciously just translate that perception and state of mind into your daily routine. So it gets a lot easier whenever you know, have a bad day at work. It's like it doesn't really affect you as much, or, you know, something doesn't go your way. You're like, you know, sometimes you lose, man. Sometimes it happens, but you just get better from there.
Right.
So yeah, that those type of sports are amazing for people's mentality and mental health.
And jiu-jitsu made me like look at the rest of my day by day, as I guess segments of things I need to get done, what's most important. It helped me slow down and come back to focus instead of thinking so fast and thinking so much.
Yeah. Yes.
It helped me kind of like, I don't know, it helped me tackle harder things. And it's the same with music. It just kind of helps you. Even if you're going through the worst thing, it can like bring you down, hone you down to, okay, now you're in the center. Now we're in the center. And
absolutely, yeah, man. I agree.
That's basically what you learn in therapy, because I've been to every therapy group you can probably name, but it always comes down to, can you slow yourself down to think about it?
Yep.
And then realize, is this a good choice or is this a bad choice? And it's like when you have stuff that helps, like cannabis, meditation, martial arts, music, all those are tools to help you get through the day. And if you're not taking advantage of it, I don't know what's going on. But
it's hard to get moving. That's the biggest thing, is like, you know, it's hard to get to start, but it's once you start, it becomes a lifestyle. Just like anything, eating right, your instrument, anything you do to start, it's going to be hard at first, but once you get going, once the wheel gets turning, it's like muscle memory, man. You'll want to do it. You know what I mean? And that's how we get better. The first so hard though.
Right.
They're very crucial.
I mean, I only did jiu-jitsu for 2 years, but in that 2 years, I felt like I was taught so much.
Oh man. Yeah, it's extremely humbling. I got back in when I was younger. I did it over at Chavez Boxing in South Valley, and really good fighters out of there, amazing guys. But when I got back into it, I started training with my coach now is Rudy Lovato, who he was a 2-division champion. He was a kickboxing champion, and all his fighters are pretty high level. He trains Diego Sanchez sometimes. He trains a few other pro boxers. So in there, I've sparred Diego Sanchez. I've sparred with, you know, Pitbull Ortiz. I've sparred with some really high level dudes, and you get in there, and man, you really, you kind of go like, even if you have a humble state of mind in there, you're like, I feel like I could do this. All right, I'm here. This is what As soon as you get one of those, man, as soon as you get caught or you get put down, it like almost sinks you down more. But it's
Yeah.
really where you see what you're made out of, man. You know, really see what you're made out of in moments. And like I said, it's cool. The thing about those sports that I really, really like um, is that I feel like it's so easy to transition the perspective of when you're, you know, in jujitsu and you're rolling with someone, or if you're in the ring with someone and you're, you know, on hand to hand. It's easy to transition those positive states of mind when you're in there in that discipline into real life situations.
Right.
Because there have been times where, you know, I'll go in the morning and I'll work out and I'll spar, and then I go to work or I go whatever and I have a shitty day, but it's a lot less shitty because I went boxing that morning, because I've already got my ass whooped, I've already been humbled, I've already done all that shit to start my day with. So it's like a bad day at work ain't shit after you just almost
Right.
puked cardio and got beaten up for 2 hours. You know, you're
Right.
like, shit, bro, like let the rest. And when you're willingly doing those things, you really grow. You know what I mean? When you're willing to get up and put yourself through pain that you know is going to grow yourself and your state of mind and your mentality,
Mm-hmm.
it's easier to later on in the day, it's easier to eat that meal you're supposed to. It's easier to pick up your instrument and play
Mm-hmm.
because you the day discipline. And when you do it with your body, it's easy to transition it into your mind. You know what I mean? I
Right.
love any type of martial arts. I'm a huge believer that that's like one of the cure-alls for I feel like most depression and anxiety can be, like you said, like 70% of it can be solved with
Oh
getting
yeah.
getting around people who want to better themselves too, and do that.
And
And
who are positive and motivating, and
yes,
I
there's a
mean,
few musicians that I know that are the bass player for Black Bottom Lighters is a kickboxing champion, and he's
I don't know.
so fucking good at his instrument, but because he's a disciplined guy, you know what I mean? He goes and works out in the morning, he eats right, he spars, he plays his instrument. When you're disciplined all the time, you just want to be disciplined in everything else. When you're disciplined
Right.
in your
Right.
body, you just want to be disciplined everywhere else. So it's like, I advocate huge for martial arts. If you want to be a better musician, a better lawyer, a better doctor, anything, I feel like it has nothing to do with martial arts, but whenever you get into something like that, for some reason, it just makes you better all around. It's crazy.
And I know a lot of vets are probably sitting here listening to me going, well, I have PTSD, so yeah, I can't be grabbing people and trying to wrestle them to the ground or whatever. I was told I had PTSD, depression, some other stuff. I have a couple injuries. And 2 years later, I was a different person. Pain
Yeah.
level way down. Mind was focused. I was not drinking. I was being the best that I could be at that time.
Yeah.
And I did let myself go a little bit. I didn't go, I drank, but then I stopped again. And I've been sober for a while now. But it's
Bro.
that jujitsu, man, it fine tunes you.
Dude, it does. And you know, I completely understand that too. I've
Boxing
had
too.
a few people in the gym that are military have PTSD, but the thing is about finding a good gym too, because in any realm of anything, there's always going to be the bad apples. There are some gyms that have a lot of ego and they just kind of get in there and just brawl, or they're just about it. Most gyms, though, most practitioners or boxers and stuff, they really are disciplined in their mind. So no one's really out there to just hurt each other. You really like understand that it's a sport after some time. I've been in the ring with people where, you know, some days are light spar days, some days are hard spar days. You got to have both. So
Right.
on the hard sparring days, yeah, sometimes it gets a little heated, but when it gets to that level, you're always, you know, you always come like, oh, yo, is everything cool? Like, all right, it's just a sport, and we're all
Right.
in there to better ourselves. There are some people that, you know, I've heard my coach be like, hey, man, we're not here to take our bad day out on each other. You
Right.
know?
Right.
You know, we're not to just, you know, project all of our problems onto each other, man. We're here to learn. You're supposed to turn that inward and just push yourself instead of push on someone else. So sometimes it happens, but most of the time, people are very respectful. Most boxers and jiu-jitsu practitioners, MMA guys that I know, are very respectful. There's always some that are kind of dicks or whatever, and I definitely know a few that have ego, but for the most part, everyone's really level-headed. And it's strange how you see these big brute dudes in there beating the shit out of each other, bloody faces, but you meet them on the outside and they're really nice. They read, they got families, they got jobs. They're really calm dudes, you know? It's cool, man. I really like it. It's a great community.
I mean,
And they love, all of them
I
love reggae.
literally know maybe a gram of jujitsu compared to what, like, I don't want anybody to think that I was a white belt. So it was a lot of work every day and a lot of learning and growing, and it was amazing. But I don't want anybody to think that I'm like sitting here still going to the gym and stuff, because I do my yoga and my stretches and all that stuff, and
As long as you're moving somehow, that's all that matters.
right.
Yes,
But yeah,
sir.
I think boxing, all that stuff, it's to make you a
Bro.
better person. It's not to promote violence.
No, not at all. And you know what, man? Musicians, I feel like there's some type of untapped or unexplored thing between like martial arts and music. So many that like musicians I know who are martial arts outside of music are just amazing musicians. I was named after Miles Davis, and
Nice.
I watched this documentary like 2 years ago, right?
Mhm.
On him, and it showed him in the boxing ring, and it showed him in a boxing gym, and he was talking about as a younger dude till he was about in his mid 30s, he boxed his whole life, and how he said the same thing. It's just like music, you know what I mean? You're in a rhythm, you're disciplined, you have to think under pressure, you have to improvise. It's just a different way of expressing it, but it's almost like music. A lot. It's weird to say, but fighting and martial arts and shit, it is like a rhythm. It is a dance. It's
Mhm.
it's a way of being in tune with yourself and knowing when to improvise and what not to do. Just like on stage when you're playing your guitar or you're playing anything, you have to know how to think under pressure. You have to be able to improvise, all that stuff. So it's like I feel like those two things just mesh so well. There's some type of
Right.
untapped knowledge there that we
Right.
need to explore.
And it's always evolving. So your martial art is always evolving. You'll learn a pattern that you like, or certain moves that you like more,
Yes.
and it'll be I guess, your style, whatever. It's like
Yes,
music.
exactly.
You play it however you play it, but maybe you add some stuff from like some old school people who know what they were doing a little, and then you add your own flair to it,
Bro.
and now you're like the Richie Valens of reggae.
Dude, exactly, man. Yo, it's exactly that. You just, you had to learn your own style. It is music. It's weird. It's like physical music. So yeah,
Right.
everyone get out there and hit some pads. Go fucking get in a jujitsu class. It's fun. It's good for you. Get your heart moving. You feel better in your body and your mind. It'll make you a better whatever else you like to do. I promise you, it'll enhance it. It's only been a blessing for me, man. I love boxing. I'll never stop.
Yeah, I don't think I ever really learned actual boxing. I did a class or two when Week with Johns was his own gym.
Oh yeah, okay. I remember
Was
that
it
when these.
Lomas or Manal? I can't remember, but and I actually got to do one spar round with Holly Holm. So
Oh, love Holly.
got my
Amazing.
ass completely whooped. I was like the ninth guy in line. And I think she was training for a big fight. I can't remember exactly, but I didn't know who she was. I was just like, okay, I'm going to pretend like I'm going to hit you and kick you, but I don't know what I'm doing. And she just beat the shit out of me.
Woo!
I was like, okay, did the bell ring yet?
Yeah. Oh, dude, I've boxed with some female boxers that have handed me a real decent ass whooping, man. Real decent ass whooping. These, don't discredit the ladies of the sport. These
No,
chicks are
no,
they're beasts.
dude, they're more of a like a headhunter,
Yeah, they
more
got something to prove
business,
on.
more
Yes,
business. Like guys, we kind of want to get each other, want to get you good and choke you, whatever, punch you. and girls are
Build
like
up.
real
We kind of
methodical.
each other out. Girls get in there, they're like, boom! They just
Ooh.
they're mean.
I think that's the one sport that they could do the cross. I think jiu-jitsu is maybe the only sport that it can cross genders and it doesn't matter, because
Yeah,
it could be a
it's the
14-year-old
weight
girl and
limit.
she's going to whoop your ass, or it could be a little 10-year-old boy and he's going to get you.
Show, man.
So
I've done
it
some
doesn't even
jujitsu, and yeah, there's some.
boxing. I don't know, because guys can hit harder sometimes. Not saying I hit harder than Holly, but I'm just saying some guys, that are built.
Yeah, I would definitely. Yeah, there. Well, like if there's like a big dude who's never boxed, but is big and strong, and then there's like a 140-pound girl who knows how to box, she's gonna whoop his ass every time. You know what I
Right.
mean? Because she
Yeah.
knows how to punch, she knows how to take whatever punches he might give. She's gonna move well, but you put those skills into a big, huge. Yeah, it's a little bit more here and there, but it's weird. The skill of it is it's weird, but like boxing and MMA are only different in the sense that I feel like MMA, I guess they call it striking a lot of the times, is more like general punches. Boxing is really threading the needle, like it's really getting in there. It's really precise movements, precise combinations. So it's a really fine-tuned skill.
Right.
You know what I mean? So some of these, like Holly is an amazing boxer. That girl has hands. And I used to go watch her box when I was like 13, 14, dude. And she was whooping ass back then. I remember I watched the Ronda Rousey fight.
Yeah.
When she won that fight, I could hear the entire city. Like you could hear everyone in the whole town.
Right.
It was like, yeah! Like I swear to God, the ground was shaking in Albuquerque that night. I went outside and you could hear people like, yeah, like. So
that's probably one of my top favorite UFC fights.
For sure. Holly Holmes against Ronda Rousey was an amazing fight. I'll never forget that one. That was great.
Yeah. Man, so again, Rise and Vibe, Aztec, New Mexico.
That's right.
May 19th.
It's going on. Yes. It's going on that weekend. So we play Friday, and then it's going on Saturday and Sunday as well.
Okay.
But it's an amazing spot. If there's still some tickets available, they're really not too bad, expensive, and it's cool. There's a big, huge river running through it. It's outside. It's got a great stage. They have a whole bunch of food trucks and vendors. Like all the amazing bands are playing. I cannot wait to see the movement. Our friend Gary Dredd is gonna be there. He's on one of our songs, These Vibes. He's gonna be playing with the movement. He's their drummer. I'm excited to see them live. Anthony B. We get to play with Sister Nancy. God, there's gonna be a Desert Fish is gonna be there. So many bands. It's just and DJs and just it's gonna be an awesome weekend. So yeah, if you guys have a chance to get your tickets, you still got some time, I would definitely recommend it. It's gonna be an amazing weekend.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Well, are you thinking you're gonna maybe pull one of the old songs out of the treasure chest and like?
I think we are, man. Our set's pretty wide range right now, so I think we're gonna pull our old ones and our new ones.
I feel like the reggae crowd's getting bigger and bigger every time I go to a concert.
It's only growing. It's been growing the last like 8 years so heavily. Right. It's amazing. It's a beautiful thing. Thank God. I need it.
Right.
We all need it.
It's my tribe. That's how I look at it. It's my tribe.
Absolutely, bro. Fucking A. The reggae community is beautiful now.
Well, I appreciate you giving me so much of your time. It's very special, and I appreciate it. I'm blessed. And I hope that you have an amazing show. I'm going to try to make it. I think there's something going on right around there that I can't, but I'm still looking at it. So I'm going to try to be there.
No worries. We got shows all summer. Thank you guys, everyone who's listening. Make sure you guys keep listening. This show's been amazing. This guy has amazing guests all the time. So yeah, brother, come out to a show. All you guys, please come out to the shows. We got new music coming out. If you look up the Riddims, the Riddims on anything, we are on all platforms across everything. So thank you guys so much for all the support you guys have already shown us. And I appreciate you, brother. Thank you, man. Thank you for your service.
Yeah.
Thank you for
No,
everything you
thank
do
you
for the
guys.
reggae community now. And I appreciate you, man. Let's do it again.
Yeah, nothing but love, brother.
Appreciate you,
Nothing but
brother. I'll
love.
talk to you soon.
You too. Bye.
Please donate to donorschoose.org to donate to your local schools and teachers. They are in need and they could use your support. Thank you.